So today, I'm talking to Dawn Dickson, the head of business development for Divtraco Group. Now, you all have seen Dawn. She's all over the internet. I mean, when you search her and you pull her up, you'll see everything she has done and what she's doing. But I'm excited to be working with her on this amazing project, The Address in Ghana. So what's happening, Dawn? How are you today?
I'm good. Happy week.
Happy
And
week.
I'm just happy to be here talking to you. I'm inspired by the work you're doing in your community. So it's just an honor to really be talking to all of you today.
Well, you have done some spectacular things over the past year. You've been in Ghana. You also done real estate in Rwanda, and so now here you are in Ghana. Bring us up to speed on what you're doing, and then we can talk about some of the opportunities that are available.
Yeah, so when I first moved to Ghana, I was just really doing real estate brokering. I came from the US with a tech and entrepreneurship background. So 23 years of being an entrepreneur, building businesses in the States, and then moved to Ghana because, I'm like LeBron. I want to bring my talents to Accra, so came here to try to find my way. And I kind of fell into real estate because as I was on my own personal journey, so just like you, coming to Ghana, wanting to buy land, wanting to buy an apartment, and realizing a lot of stuff is like really sketchy. And so people trust me. So they started reaching out to me. I share my journey on Instagram and on, Twitter and Facebook. People reaching out to me like, Dawn, I've been wanting to look into Ghana, but I didn't have anybody that I trusted. Will you help me? So I just fell into real estate because people wanted somebody they could trust on the ground here. And I'm here. And so I started just doing brokering, just filling out the scene, seeing what developers are doing what. I come from a business background. I came to Ghana just to like find myself, but I found myself becoming a bridge for us to be able to find opportunities that are vetted and credible and reliable. I mean, I know you have your own story that you're going to share about you investing in something, that's what they do. They get us excited, get us emotional. Oh, you want to come back to Ghana? Buy this, buy that. And then next thing you know, years pass and there's nothing delivered. I just cannot see that happen to us again. So my whole purpose now is to make sure that we get opportunities, we get upside, which is equity, and we get the standard of communication service that we expect. And most importantly, we invest in things that are going to actually come through. So that's what I'm doing. I'm loving Ghana. I'm loving my job, but it just makes me so happy to be able to connect our people with good vetted opportunities because I see us getting scammed so much that I want to be a part of the change I want to see. I have to put myself out there so that we don't have to be the ones getting taken advantage of anymore.
When you talk about that, and you did mention it, and we don't want to leave the elephant in the room unspoken. There are people getting scammed, and I'll just kind of share with everybody one of the reasons why I wanted to work with you, and you all, we're going to share with you how to get connected and everything. So just know, and the information is actually in the description below. But back in 2020, I had someone reach out to me and say, hey, I think this is a great opportunity for you. They're building this development. It's over in this new area where they're building the highway, and it's near this college, and it's exciting. And so what I did, in my own naivete, I went and I looked at the price, and I said, oh, wow, that's a good price. Now, I did not consider the fact that, the price was like $37,000. So 2 bedroom, too bad. That sounds good. Here it is going on 4 years later. This place is still not ready. I'm still waiting. They have turned over management, weren't paying the staff, all kinds of things, poor communication. And so it's a lesson now for those of us who are coming from Western cultures. We're used to, okay, we put our money down, house is going to be delivered 6 months, within a year, whatever it is. That's what we're anticipating. But when that happened, I was like, wow. So then there was another situation where I was looking at some beachfront property. And so I've just learned after that first one, I said, let me pump my brakes a little bit. I talked to the guy, smooth talker. I mean, just like Sade said, smooth operator, coast to coast, LA to Accra. So I threw that in. I had to throw that
They
in.
feed on our emotion. They know we want to be here. They know we want to be connected. They get us excited. They feed into our want to belong. And they know we have cash, and that's what happens. Smooth operator, indeed.
Oh, so it was smooth as he could be. He showed me all of the videos of all of the projects that he had built in another area in Pram, and so I looked and I said, wow, he seems like he's legit. But something told me to do my due diligence. And when I did my due diligence and we started searching the land, discovered that he really could not, he didn't have the authority to sell the land that he was trying to sell. And had I given him the money to go, or for the land, I would be in a very, very difficult position trying to track down indentures and paperwork. And people always say, well, you should have talked to me. You should have talked to me. Everybody says that, you should have talked to me. I didn't. So, so this was the scenario. So now I did not get into that, that real estate deal because I did the due diligence process, but it turned me off to a lot of aspects of real estate when it came to Ghana. And because I saw other stories of people who were being taken advantage of. I've heard stories of people just sending their money just because they trusted an email. I
Yes.
recently had I'm being impersonated on email saying send money in, to buy this land. So with all of that said, that could have turned me off completely, but it didn't, because I still see these buildings going up. And I've always, even on my tours, I've always recommended DeTraco. It used to be DeTraco Plus, I believe, at one point, but now it's DeTraco Group.
We're the Taco Plus, because we have a lot of divisions.
Right. Okay. So I would always take my groups there because I could see the progress. And I was like, okay, with the Nova development, and I would tell folks on my tours, I said, listen, don't get caught up in the cheap stuff, because somebody can sell you some land for $500 and you'll end up paying $30,000 trying to figure out what in the world just happened. So
exactly.
or the free land,
Yes.
a free land say, nothing is free, so
Nothing is free.
or
Especially not in Ghana.
Especially not in Ghana. You have to understand the
You
Ghanaian way.
can't go to the bathroom for free without wanting to tip. Okay, they want to tip just to open the door, so they're not giving you land for free.
No, they give it. You got to pay for toilet tissue. That's you walk in the, but that happens in Egypt too. But the thing is that I wanted to look for something that I felt comfortable bringing people to, because I know that there are those who are in the diaspora or those who are in Ghana. Because Ghanaians will tell you that this stuff is going on. Ghanaians will say, hey, they'll warn you. They'll say, hey, be careful, because we know how this thing can happen. And it's not everyone. So let me be clear, it's not everyone, but it happens enough to where the folks are becoming leery of the different real estate opportunities or perceived real estate opportunities. And I mean, honestly, Dawn, I've even found where some of us, we have to watch. Some of us from the US, some of us out here.
Some of us are the ones.
Some of us are the ones who out here
are the ones
are doing it. So when you and I started talking, I said, you know what? I want to make sure that this opportunity that we're talking about, the folks who are watching us right now can feel comfortable knowing that, one, this is something that I would invest in personally. And because I've already, if anybody follows my journey, you all know I'm no nonsense. I do not play games with anything out here, and I want everyone to win. So that's why I'm talking to you. So let's talk about the address and what the address has going on, because I know that you have been working on the address. It is a new development. It is a nice, the price range. Let me tell y'all, if y'all trying to do cheap, and when I say that, because people hear, ooh, that price is cheap, only $20,000. You are setting yourself up for a heartbreak.
Definitely.
If you have not vetted the process all the way through. I know there are some legitimate places that do offer the real estate on that scale, on the lower scale, who will do right by you, but you have to find them, and they are, if you're willing to get on that plan.
And you're not gonna get the finishings and things you want. I mean, it's gonna be a very basic, basic apartment. It's not gonna be upscale in any way. The finishings are not gonna be upscale, the countertops, it's just gonna be a cheap place, and why come all the way to Africa to get a cheap place? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, that's why we're talking about the address, and I'm excited to be able to share this with everyone again. If you're interested in learning more, there is a link in the description below. This is how you get plugged in. All right. That link is how you get plugged in to the opportunity that we're talking about right now. All right. So, Dawn, what's going on with the address? Walk it down for me because I'm excited to one, see this development come to fruition, but I want to hear directly from you why you decided to work with the address and what all the address has to offer.
Oh, definitely. Thanks again. So again, I'm not a broker. I work full-time for DevTraco. I'm head of business development. My main focus is just connecting with diaspora. So my clients are all over the US, UK, Canada, Caribbean. And I really chose the address because it's to our standard. Even though the building is off plan, so let me just explain really quickly. Off plan means pre-construction, and that's like the flip, in Ghana. In the US, when you're a real estate investor and you want to do flips, you go buy a property distressed or old, renovate it, flip it for a profit after you fix it up. That doesn't really happen here. The way they do flips here is they buy a project pre-construction. Then they pay over a couple years. When the project is delivered and complete, they sell it at that time, get the equity in the upside. So that's how they do the flips. And I thought that was really a very interesting way to do business. I never heard of doing things like that, but I was like, wow, we really need to take advantage of these opportunities to be able to get an upside. I mean, you can really increase your investment over 2 years by just holding on to the property. Either you want to rent it out or you want to live in it. So that really made me like interested in working with DevTraco. Plus the company is 30 years old. It's a Ghanaian family-owned business. The family still owns and operates it. They built thousands of units in DevTraco Plus started 12 years ago on the luxury side. The address is our first ultra luxury development. So the Nova, which you mentioned, it just got delivered in December 2023. And it's definitely high end, but this is ultra luxury at the address. I like to tell my Americans, because you guys get me, it reminds me of the W hotel residences. When they first came out, and the hottest thing in every big city in America was like, have you been to the W? Do you have a condo on the W? Wouldn't say the W. It's just bringing a different vibe of cool, modern, luxury, all the amenities. I mean, everything that you really need as a tenant and also as an investor. So we have two different towers in the address. We have the vacation tower, and this is for investors who want to just make that residual income by renting it out like a hotel, like an Airbnb. People can rent it nightly, weekly, monthly. Then we have the residential tower, and this is for investors who are either going to be occupying the unit themselves, so you will live in it, or you want to rent it out to longer term tenants, people that want to rent the home for a month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. I love DevTraco because it's like vertical integration, right? So we do all of the architects, development, building in-house, also do all the management in-house through our subsidiary company, Talus. So Talus manages all of our properties, does all of the common area maintenance, all of the upkeep, and then it also manages units for our investors. So you don't have to worry about like us building the building and it's like fend for yourself. If you buy something in our towers, we can manage and service everything for you for around 10% of your for your rental prices. So there's 13 floors in that vacation tower. It's mainly studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, because they're, again, for people that want to turn them around quickly. Then in our residential, which if you want me to share, I can share my presentation if you want.
Absolutely.
You want to. Okay,
Absolutely.
Okay, let me share. Let me share my screen. Here it is. Can you see this?
There we go. Yes.
Okay. All right, so then we have the residential, which 17 floors. Like I said, long-term stays. It's like for the luxury lifestyle. If you get a 3-bedroom, if you can see right here, every 3-bedroom unit has its own private pool. There's not a building in Accra that offers that, So I just thought like, this is something very sexy. I want to be a part of this. I just really can stand by the work that DevTraco does. So I know it's going to end up being exactly how we planned it. Now, the hotel apartments will be the last thing that we build and release, because we want to focus on giving the residential income to our investors. So we'll build the hotel last. What else could I really want to show? Just showing you some of the scenes. I will point out it's 8 minutes from the airport. I actually live in the same neighborhood as this building's going to be built. I love it. It's central to everything. Everything that I need is there. It's easy to catch an Uber. It's easy to get to the airport quickly. There's hospitals, there's schools really close. So, you know, anything you need is like right there. And that's why I like this area. Also, it's not going to go down, right? Like a lot of things are being built on the outskirts. So, and it's good if you're going to be in town, but if you're looking for like a return on your investment, people traveling, they're going to want to stay near the airport in the city. For those of you who've never been to Ghana, our airport in Accra is in the city. It's like having an airport downtown. So it's not out the way, it's right there. So airport residential and everything is really close by. People live over there. A lot of the buildings and malls and things are right in the middle of the city. So if you're by airport, you're in a perfect central location to everything else that you want to do in Ghana. So if you're doing this as an investment and you're renting it out, people can stay at your place and they are within 20 minutes to 45 minutes everywhere they need to go as far as tourist attractions around town. Some of the amenities that we offer: gym, pools, restaurants, game rooms, theater room, concierge service, pools, a walking trail. There's a you know, pool table. There's a miniature golf course there. So just really trying to give you everything that you need, like in that city vibe. And then this for the vacation, they still get a lot of great amenities. They're different than a residential though. So like if there's somebody renting vacation, you still have the infinity pool, fitness center, bar, restaurant, cocktail. But if this is something that you're going to live in, the residential, look at all of the different, you know, the different things. So if you're renting it out to long-term tenants that are staying for a month or more, they really get to take advantage of the chef table, the private cinema, retail, multi-purpose court, jogging trail, rooftop fitness center that's just for the residents. So you never have to worry about like, if you're in this main tower, really interacting with people who are coming day to day. It's a whole different set of amenities. You don't even share swimming pool with that tower. Every tower has their own unique amenities. What else can I point? This is what it looks like, but I'm sure you'll see the video in the link below. But we also offer through our subsidiary company furnishings, you know, so if you want somebody to decorate it, furnish it for you, manage it, we do everything. We have investors that have never even been to Ghana that have been buying from us just as investment opportunities. And so this is something that we really like pride ourselves on, is being able to maintain the value of our properties over years. Another thing I want to say is like, before I put my name on DevTraco, because you know, I'm a successful entrepreneur. I value my reputation. I don't want to be involved in anything that's lackluster. So I visited all of DevTraco's properties they built over the past 10 years to see how well they're managing and maintaining their existing properties, so that I can confidently tell my clients, your property will maintain and increase in value because the property on the common area is going to be maintained. Why does it even matter if you buy a unit in a building and the building just goes down because they're not keeping it up? We have properties that have been built for 10 years and still look like new because the common areas have been very well maintained, the pools, the gyms. So that means a lot, because you can be assured that your investment's going to stand the test of time. And that's important for us as foreign investors, because you never know what you're going to get into. Like Jay said, I mean, it's just so many things that could go wrong. So knowing that this company has a 30-year track record of delivering and managing properties, it makes me feel, you know, definitely more comfortable. So we have tons of, I'm going to stop sharing because I don't want to go too deep into the floor plans. But we have studios, 1 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. We have 3 penthouses available. We have duplexes, which in Ghana, duplex means 2-level. It doesn't mean like a side by side. It means
I was wondering.
2-level. So we have 2-bedroom duplexes, 3-bedroom duplexes. And, you know, the price range is what's available now, because we sold out of so many things in our opening launch in December. We have limited amount of studios left. We have some 1 bedrooms, but the price range starts from 105,000 for a studio all the way up to 1.3 million for the penthouse. If you're looking in like a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, you can get that in like the 250 to 300 range. And we like to tell people they're gonna get a 7 to 10% ROI, but we also keep that more conservative because we don't like to overpromise. But I've personally seen people getting 80% returns when they do the flip. So prime example, a client bought a unit for 215,000. After it was built, sold it for 400,000. That was just an incredible upside on that particular unit because they bought in early. So the benefit of buying in early is that you hold it for a couple of years and then you sell. We just released the Nova to the people who purchased. Many of those people bought just to sell. So right now we have several units available for sale because people come to Ghana and they're ready to buy now. They don't always want to wait 2 years. So it's a great opportunity for investors to just be ready to sell. So the one person bought the 1-bedroom den in Nova for I think 120 and it's now in the market for 195. That's a great return for 2 years.
Yes, it is.
So when you're thinking about like where you're gonna hold your money, even if you're like, hey, I don't know if I want to be renting out something in Ghana. I don't even know if I want to live there. I don't even know if I want to manage an Airbnb or a property. Hold your money there. As soon as we deliver it, sell it because it's selling out. We've sold out of all of our C floor plans, most of our studios. So people are wanting them and they're waiting for them to be released. So I just want to see us getting in on, some of these opportunities.
Dawn, as you're talking, it reminds me of I grew up in DC, and I remember DC back in the day, and they were selling houses on New York Avenue for $1. This is back in the day. And today you will not find anything on New York Avenue anywhere close to $1. You're talking at least $1 million plus, maybe even $2 million on New York Avenue in Washington, DC. So
$1?
$1. I mean, it's something like that's happening in Detroit now. So I was like, but what the point is that same thing is happening in Accra, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen the growth in Accra. Ghana is hot, it's because it's very extremely popular. And so now what's happening is you're starting to see more and more people putting their investment dollars into into Accra because they see the growth. They have the new airport in Kumasi. They have so much more, when I say modern development is happening, which is going to attract more and more people. So from an investment standpoint, it only makes sense to get in early. Too often, our people are late to the party. We find out late, or we're there to consume after everyone else has already seen the opportunity, jumped on it. Now here we are consuming. So now let us take advantage of this on the front end and then make it happen. Because guess what? I'm going to make my investment. And I've told you the difficult challenges that I've had, but I've been watching DeFtraco over the past several years. And this has been the only company that I would feel 100% comfortable taking my groups to, because I could see what they were doing and I could look at the quality of the units and I would see that and I say, you know what, I feel comfortable doing this. And so now I feel comfortable.
The finishings are really on point, and that's
very, I mean, it's very nice. And when I saw the amenities and I'm saying, okay, this is someplace that I would want to live, when I'm looking to make my own personal investment. And when looking at Ghana and saying, you know what, this is my vibe. I work really hard. I'm all over the place, traveling all over the world. And when I want to take a break and if I'm going to be spending time in Ghana, I would like to come to some place really nice.
And be luxury.
Yeah. And that's the deal. So, all right. So now when someone is looking to sign up, what is the process like for,
I do want to break it down how things work because it is very different. So everyone thinking about coming to Ghana, please just everything you know about everything in America, take it out your brain and throw it away. Just like take and just throw it. Forget about it. Okay. It's very different. So the first thing is this is not a credit-based society. This is a cash society. There's upsides and there's downsides. So when we're talking about investing in real estate, we have developer financing with no interest. So you can make payments over 2 years, not 15, not 30, but you have 2 years to make the payments and pay off your unit. So you do your reservation fee of $5,000 and then you choose your payment plan depending on your cash flow. So if you want to, pay smaller payments, more payments over time, smaller payments, if you want to pay bigger payments, you can choose that. We have 4 different payment plans to choose from. Then another thing to think about is like over those payment plans, there's no interest, none, zero, no interest, 2 years of payments, no interest. So that's a good thing because you don't have to worry about inflation and anything. The price is locked in, no interest. But the thing that Americans have to like get is this thing that we call the leasehold. So in Ghana, in nowhere in the world, especially not America, do you own any property. So let's again,
Right.
if you think you own your house, if it's paid off, try to not pay your state property tax to see if that's your house or not.
Thank
Just
you.
try.
Thank you.
Just try. So the same thing's in Ghana, but instead of you owing an annual property tax where you're paying the state or the government every year, you pay at the end of your lease. As a foreigner, our leases are normally 40 to, let's say, 55 years. Ghanaians get 99 years. On developments where you're buying into an apartment like this one, you get 42 years. So every 42 years, you pay a lease renewal. I asked around to all of the people and I say, what's the average price of like a lease renewal these days? They're like, oh, about $1,000. So what I tell my clients is put away $500 a year. Put away $500 a year and save it just in case you end up holding it for 42 years. Most people will sell it by the end of 42 years, but let's say you do keep it. Just be prepared in 42 years to just pay a lease renewal. It's not like you're rebuying the unit. They're not going to come kick you out. You'll never lose your property. You'll never lose your property in Ghana. They don't do that. Even if you don't pay your leasehold on your land, they're not coming and kicking you off the land. They'll just keep coming back and asking for the money. That's it. So it's very different. But a lot of Americans can't wrap their mind around it. Like, wait a minute, what you mean a lease? And I have to remind you, you never own land in the United States. If you do not pay your taxes, they will take your house. At least in Ghana, they're never going to take anything from you. So you have no taxes, you have no interest, and then you have the ability to just get that income without paying taxes on that income, at least on this side of things. Now, whatever you claim and pay taxes in the US, that's on you, but they're not coming and taxing your income here in Ghana. Also, the monthly fee for management common area maintenance, as we say, or HOA, is between $100 and $300, depending on the size. If you have a studio, about 100, penthouse, about 300. Something in between, like a 1 bedroom or two, 150 to 200, very minimum. You build that into your price to your renter, you pay nothing. So it's just money coming in. We have an over 85% occupancy for all of our DevTraco rental units through Talus. So we have people coming to us all the time. We were fully occupied and sold out this past December. Every single unit that we had on the market was booked the whole entire holiday season. When you let us manage your property, we'll find renters to put in your place. You don't have to worry about it sitting vacant. Right now, we have a long wait list for people that even want to get into the Nova, waiting for units to come available, waiting for the furnishings to be complete. The address is a very hot property. So as soon as it opens up, everybody's going to want to be living in the address. It's like a flex. So you can go right away and start renting it out. But that's the process. So $5,000 fee, 30 days later, make your first payment. You can make payments either every 3 months, every 6 months. There's a payment plan where you could pay 60% up front, the other 40% in 2 years. Either any payment plan you choose, once you pay it, you're done. Then we'll see you in 42 years, and that's when we'll be asking for more money.
Well, the thing is, when you talk about it, Baltimore is a lease. See, people don't realize the city of Baltimore.
Really?
Yes, the city of Baltimore. Absolutely. I did a rehab project right there on Fairmount Avenue in West Baltimore, and it was a lease, so land lease. Now, the property was there, had the property, but I had to lease the land. And a lot of cities are like that. A lot of US cities have the land lease. So when I've heard folks say, well, I don't know about this leasing thing. Well,
Yeah.
just like you said with the property taxes, don't pay your property taxes, you'll find out who owns the property. And
Yes.
basically leasing the property every year for those property taxes. But psychologically, our minds can't
The
shift.
word lease just doesn't, it's not a very American way to say you own something. So I have to always keep explaining like, no, they're not gonna take it from you. No, you're not renting it, it's yours. But like everywhere, the government owns all the land.
Owns it all.
The government owns all the land.
Everywhere
Here
you go.
in America.
That's right. Everywhere you go,
Yeah.
they own it. And the thing is that wealth is understood a couple of different ways. You can own or you can control. So sometimes when you look at wealth, controlling is better than actually having it own the ownership in your name.
Yes.
Sometimes having ownership in your name can be a liability, especially when it comes to lawsuits and all those other kind of things that come down the pike.
Yeah.
If it's not in your name, but you still control it, you still reap the benefit. And that's one of the lessons that I learned over the years. There's some things you want in your name, some things you don't want in your name. And it just depends. Now, again, that's going deep into the weeds of investment. But for those who are trying to take advantage of opportunities when they come, do not allow a cultural connotation to cause you to miss out on something that is really a great opportunity right now. So again, like I said, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity
Yes.
because I see it, and I said I would never miss out on another opportunity in DC. That's what happened. People didn't understand. Or dollar house. Who wants a house on New York
I
Avenue?
missed out in Atlanta. I missed out, and I lived in Atlanta in the early days. And when this is what I always say, and you probably can feel me. Accra is like Atlanta in the early 2000s. When everybody started getting hip to Atlanta and moving to Atlanta and investing and building, I had an opportunity to get this beautiful 4-bedroom, 4-level townhouse right in the city, 200 and like $15,000. I mean, just beautiful, like 300, maybe 3,500 square feet, just a gorgeous. And I just didn't, I was young. I didn't see the big picture. I got a little bit older. I moved back to Atlanta thinking, okay, I want to go live over there. That house that I lived in had went from a 215 to $800,000 in
Oh,
10
you were
years.
sick that day. You were sick.
I was sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
And I said, I cannot allow myself to keep missing out. I can't keep being late. And I felt like even in America, I was always late. So coming here to Africa, getting in, Rwanda early, coming and getting in on Ghana, it's still early. Even though it feels like everybody's here, it's still so early. I mean, we are really early on getting into this market as investors, especially in this ultra luxury category, because there are not many of these buildings. Actually, there's not a single building in Ghana with private pools. So that itself just adds another element to it. And even if you don't get a 3-bedroom with a private pool, you're still living in a building with that level of clientele, residents, and that level of, value in these units. These units are $600,000. And if you're living in that building with a $600,000 unit, who cares you have a $100,000 studio? You're in that building.
Right.
With that same people.
That's right.
So a lot of us, even though, many Americans aren't used to paying for all their property that they buy over 2 years up front, it just feels good to just know it's done and you own it and you don't have to worry about it again. It's just a shift in your mindset around like, okay, making these larger lump sum payments.
Well, Dawn, I'll tell you, there are people who are, I used to think that folks were struggling. And then I started meeting people on my tours. And when I started meeting them on the tours, I found a lot of these folks have money.
Yes.
And they're trying to figure out what it is that they're sitting on the money because they don't know what to do with it. They're kind of like, well, I'm sitting on $500,000. I'm sitting on 600, 700,000. I'm sitting on 100,000. Whatever
Right.
it is, they're saying, I want to do something more with it other than just have it sitting in the bank making, 2-3% interest. If
Let
that.
me also mention about the Accra real estate market, which is, I love better than the US. It doesn't go like this. It just goes like this. Accra does not drop because there's no interest rates, there's no feds, there's no mortgage rates, none of that matters. The neighborhoods and the homes hold their value. It's based on the quality of how you service it and maintain it. That's it. It's nothing, no variable factors determine the value of your home. The prices do not go down. You buy a house for this price in America, your value of your home could go down. When the market crashed, your home is worth way less than it was. That doesn't happen in Ghana. That's because the value of property is not based on anything external, but the neighborhood and the demand for that neighborhood. This property, the address is by the airport. The demand for housing by the airport is not going away. The value of this property is gonna be based on interest and demand. We are almost sold out. So it's continuing to increase. I have clients that purchased in December during our opening week. A few of my clients already have $10,000, $12,000 of just value in their property. It's not even built yet. We haven't broke ground and it's been a month. And already the price has went up and it's gonna go up a couple of more times before we deliver this project. So it's a great time to just get in, because if you are sitting on cash, you don't have to worry about, okay, the value is going to go down. So where would you put your money? Where would you park your money for 2 years where you can get these kind of returns and you're doing nothing? just waiting for it to be built. So that's kind of, it's like a mind shift. That's a flipping your money from pre-construction to building it and then selling or just renting it out. A young lady who's American, she lives in California. She bought a unit in the Nova. She bought a 1-bedroom den. I looked at the sheet to see how much she paid for it. She paid $120,000 for it. She's renting it out for $3,000 a month right now. I personally, myself, I pay $1,800, and I'm talking about US. I'm talking about 3,000 US.
I was going to say, clarify that. Yeah.
But I wanted all our friends here listening to know, I'm not talking CDs, okay? Everything's priced in dollars. I pay $1,800 a month US for a studio, essentially, a studio duplex. I have no walls, just like a small bottom. I would think my place is probably 400 square feet. I'm paying $1,800 a month, and this is 2024. So in 2 years from now, we're factoring in inflation, but keep in mind, you have no interest. So you are paying the same price, but now the value of the area and the limit of the kind of property that is on this level, there's nothing like it. So you can command top dollar. If they're getting $3,000 a month for 1-bedroom next door, because let me say this, the building that she's getting $3,000 a month for is next door to the site of the address. So this is the price in that neighborhood. So 2 years from now, at the minimum, you'll be able to charge $3,000 a month. At the minimum. If you just lock the same price up today.
Well, that's why the link below, and we want to make sure that you click that link so that you can lock into this conversation. And
I want to offer all of your people, and this is something I'm doing, and my bosses did not do this. This is coming out of my commission. Anybody that books through Jay can have $500 off of your reservation fee. So you will pay $4,500 for your reservation fee. Now, the $500 will come off of your first installment payment. So you'll pay the $5,000, but then I'll take the $500 off of your payment you make in 30 days. So that's a $500 discount just for saying, hey, I've seen this on Jay's channel. I'm feeling this. $500. Just put that in your pocket and just, pay a bill or something.
Oh, go to dinner. Go to dinner in Accra.
A $500 dinner.
A $500 dinner in Accra. Well, you can do that. There are a couple spots you can. Well, it depends on how many people.
How many people? You can still eat good for less around here.
You're not gonna spend $500 on dinner.
Yeah, I will say, even though rent is high around here, lifestyle is affordable. Definitely. You gotta just pass the rent, but food. I have a cook. I have a driver. I have a personal trainer. I have, let's see, the cook, the driver, the cleaner. I don't even clean my house. I haven't even turned on the stove since October 2022. I only pay my cook about $100 a month. She cooks all my food. So like the lifestyle, my driver gets paid about, I don't know, maybe $300 a month just to drive me every day. So like it offsets that, what you pay in rent with just everything else in life. Massages, the hour massage be like $30, $20, nails, hair. The ladies love to hear the braids are $25. So it's like, the lifestyle that I always wanted, I get it here in Ghana. I was shocked by the rent prices, but it's good for investors. But when you get here, you realize like, wow, overall, you still are saving money.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, and the great part about Ghana, because like I say, you go through the real estate challenges. That's why I'm working with you, because I've seen it. I've vetted. I have been through it, y'all. I haven't shared all of it. I'm about to share it. That's why you see some of the videos. But it's being able to come to quality places and have a quality real estate opportunity is something I'm always excited about, especially for those who are coming from abroad. And whether you come from Canada, the UK, the US, wherever you're watching from, we have a strong viewership out of London. And so a lot of folks are wondering, how can I get to Accra? What can I do? What is living like? Because there's some people who really don't understand the type of homes or the type of real estate opportunities that are available. So just like Dawn said, if you click the link below and you decide that you're going to purchase one of these properties, you can get the $500 off of your first installment. And that's just by clicking this link right here. This is where you get it. And we want you to make sure that you take advantage of the opportunity. You can reach out to Dawn, of course, and find out more details about of course, as you're talking to her, you'll find out which properties you want to get. Notice I put plural in it, which properties.
Properties. Because you know, that I tell you, somebody came in, this is Ghanaians, they taught me a lot. This man came in last week, bought 10 units in the address. He's gonna end up selling about 8 of them, making a profit, keeping 2 as a rental. Another man came in and bought 4. So like people just buy them to make their money, to make their flip. Like it's inspired me to like really get my cash up
Yeah, right.
because
So that was a
that's how you
Ghanaian
really
who
do
bought
that.
10? A Ghanaian bought 10.
Ghanaian bought 10.
Oh, so let me just break it down for everybody, because sometimes
10.
people don't understand. Ghanaians get it in. That's why I love Ghana, because quiet is kept. They balling too. Everybody think Nigeria is balling, but these Ghanaians are working hard, and they do it on the low. They just real smooth
They
with it.
do.
They got those US dollars. They are very
They
entrepreneurial.
do. And then pounds, you know, they're in UK a lot. They make them pounds, which are even
Right.
stronger than the dollar.
Yeah. So US folks, don't sleep on the Ghanaians now, because sometimes because I have much respect, I have much love. I mean, everybody in Ghana knows. But it is one of these things that whoever you are, click that link and take
Yes.
advantage of this opportunity.
You click the link, you'll fill out like your basic information. It'll tell you like the price range of each of the units, and then you'll decide what you want more information about, and then I'll contact you directly. And you'll work with me. And I work here full time. I'm not a broker, so I'll see this through. I'm long term at this company. I have a very good position and I'm not going anywhere, but I'm gonna see this through. So at the minimum, I'll be here until this project is delivered and handed over keys to every single person that found this out through me. I am very committed to seeing this through personally. So you don't have to worry about you buying it and then you're like, I can't get a hold of Dawn. Jay be like, oh, I don't work there. You know, you have me. You can have my personal, everybody has my personal cell. My clients will be texting me all times of the day. I always answer. So you just have that comfort in knowing I'm accessible, I'm reachable, I'm available, and I'm committed to this project. I'm not all over the place. This is all that I'm doing right now.
So the address is where you are. And that's the deal, everyone. So I wanted to share this with you because I believe that this is an important opportunity for you to take advantage of. Again, I've shared my stories in real estate, and I refuse to give up. I refuse to quit. That's just not in my DNA, because I
Exactly.
know I'm watching everyone else come from all over the world, and they're living in luxury. They're living all kinds of lifestyles right there in Accra. But so many of us are missing out
We
because
are.
we're just
The
hearing
Chinese and the
stories.
Lebanese are
Yeah.
heavy in Ghana,
Oh,
and
and
they are putting their money where their mouth is. And I'm happy to see us finally getting up to speed. I've sold 5 units in the past 3 weeks. 4 to Americans, 1 to someone in the UK. So I'm just happy to see a young woman in her 20s bought one. You know, I'm so impressed by what we're doing. So I hope that I get to meet more of you and you get those opportunity before you look in 3 years, you say, I wish I would have got in on the address when I heard Jay and Dawn talking about it. Don't be that person.
please
Please.
don't be that person.
Don't be
Please,
that person.
because sometimes it's heartbreaking to see that when someone we we've always said so many of us are late.
Scared money
They're
don't
trying
make
to
no
break
money.
this late thing.
That's what they say.
Say it again.
Scared money don't make no
Scared
money.
money
We
don't make
know
money.
this.
Scared money don't make money. And so let's go ahead and make some money. Let's go ahead and do what we need to do. Let's if maybe you're not into making the money, maybe you just want to have a nice luxurious experience in Ghana. And this is an opportunity. Here's something to consider. And again, click the link below and find a touch space with Dawn. And we're excited for you in advance. We're excited for you. And I can't
Okay.
wait to hear the testimonials in it. And I might see you walking through the halls. I might say, hey, Jay, I
We gonna
was
be in
watching
there.
your
I'm in
show.
there.
Yeah.
I'm in the building.
That's right, because
I'm in the
I'm
building.
excited about it, because I'm like I said,
Yeah.
I'm going to make an investment myself in the address. So if
Yeah.
I'm willing to put my money into it, then that should tell you something
Yeah.
right there. And this is the perfect opportunity. It came along at the right time for me. And even though I've seen other things happen, that did not discourage me. As a matter of fact, it motivated me, because I said, if the
Yes.
Lebanese are coming, if the Chinese are coming, if the Europeans are coming, if the
And they're
Indians
not
are coming,
blinking about these prices. They're not even flinching about these prices. They're just putting the money down.
right? Because they understand business and they understand
Yeah.
appreciation. They
Yeah.
understand the opportunity. They understand the timing,
Equity,
the
they understand.
appreciation, and the potential. And they say we get in now, and that's why so many of them dominate the world. Again, like you talked about us being late because of fear, because we hesitate. We're scared. We don't know. And granted, because we're afraid of different things happening. But this is why I wanted to present this opportunity to everyone, because I'm not hesitating and I want everyone to be able to jump on board and make it happen. So, all right. So
Yes.
Dawn, you're at the address, the link below. Take advantage of
Yes.
the $500
This
off
is
your
our
first month.
model. Voila.
Is that it right there? That's
That's
it
the
right there.
model. This, that's what it looks like. And then the video, I know it's in the bio. Look at the very sexy video because you can really see the amenities. Our team is just top notch, world class. So we did a 3D walkthrough so you can really see what it looks like. So please, like, check that out and you'll really get excited because you can see it. It's not just a brochure, but it's actually like it puts it to life.
There it is. All right, everybody. The address, Dawn Dickson. Thank you so much. And
Thank
it's
you.
a pleasure having you. We got to have you come back and we'll talk about some other stuff.
Oh, yes, we have plenty we can talk about.
Oh, we can talk about a bunch of other things. We can talk about your journey. We can talk about, because I'm so impressed with it. I mean, that's the thing. I'm so impressed because I think when people really get a chance to know who you are and what you've done across in Rwanda and what you've done back in the States with the tech company and taking that leap and coming over to the continent, I think that's a cool story. And I think a lot of people would enjoy it. So, but right now we're talking about the address. And everybody click that link. Let's go make some money, y'all. Come on, let's take advantage of opportunities right now. Let's not delay. Let's not be scared money, not making money. Let's go ahead and take advantage of it today and make the most of it. So again, Dawn Dickson, Jay Cameron, thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, take care. Be safe.